So this is going to be the meeting where Viola goes back, or Cesario goes back and reports what she's seen, what happened to her, but she leaves a big thing out. What on earth does she leave out? So it's after this meeting, she goes back and tells, and on that meeting, she goes back and tells Orsino what happened. I'm going to find it in a minute. There. And I'll just talk you through this scene and revise it a bit with you. So she's reporting back, and we've just had Feste singing. I feel like I just did this yesterday. I did just do this yesterday. I'll do it in a bit more detail. I think I want that pen. So Feste, Feste's been sent to fetch Feste. What am I saying? Curio's been sent to, I might start the video now. Right. Curio's been sent to fetch Feste, and Orsino is talking to his favourite servant, Cesario. And the one thing, the big hole in the scene is Cesario Viola doesn't tell about, so tells about Olivia being in love with him. There you go. And she doesn't do that. There you are. No. We know that that's a big omission. And there we are. He is seeing himself firmly in the tradition of, for such as I am, all true lovers are. All true lovers are. He's doing it better than everyone else. And then they have a personal conversation about Cesario's love life. So, who have you loved? What kind of woman is it? A woman of your complexion, of about your years. So this is the audience are laughing sort of with Viola at this. It's putting us with her, and Orsino the butt of the joke, really. He doesn't get that she actually means him. And then we have this, you can't have an older woman. A woman's got to take an older person. And he's not saying so that she can, so that he can dominate her. If she marries like someone the age of her father and he can dominate her. I think it's, he'll find her more attractive if she's younger. So sway she level, they're about equal. If she's younger and he's older, they're about equal in her husband's heart, because our fancies are giddy and unfirm. We keep changing our mind, and women don't. So our fancies are more giddy and infirm. He changes his mind shortly, but here he's saying men are fickle, so you need a kind of younger woman to keep you interested. Nice. So let your love be younger than you, or your affection won't hold, because women are like roses and they'll lose all their flower. And Viola does some agreeing with him there. Then we have Feste's song, which I cut out because I wanted to do separately. So, you know, in that song, I'm going to go to the song. I'm going to go to the song because I want a line from it. There it is. In a sad cypress, let me be laid. I think I'm going to take I am slain by a fair cruel maid. Not a flower on my black coffin, not a friend. I think that's better for being a pose. So not a flower. I'd have to remember that was on my black coffin. Not a friend. Oh, woe is me. I'm having no flowers. I'm having no friends at my funeral. That song is Feste ridiculing Orsino's pose as the traumatized lover. And we have the taffeta line, and we have the opal, that he's a very changeable person, speaking truth to power. And off he goes, having been paid. And we have this personal conversation between Orsino and Viola then, or Orsino and his favourite manservant. So it starts off with an instruction. Get thee to yonder, same sovereign cruelty. It's spoken in traditional poetry, isn't it? Sovereign cruelty. She's not really a person. She's a romantic item. So he's we're speaking in romantic cliche here. Oh, cliche. Pen's running out. So it's not her money that I'm after. I don't want lands and fortune. It's her that I want. So what nature puts her in, pranks her in, attacks my soul. And now we get Cesario arguing again, arguing. This is a bit shocking. She's been given an instruction. She's a servant, but she argues back logically. What if she can't love you? And she is dismissed by Orsino. Well, I can't have that answer. No, just can't take it. And she's arguing again. She comes back, but you must. What if the, and here's a bit of logic. What if there's someone who feels the same way about you as you do for Olivia, and you can't love her and you tell her, then she has to take that answer. So his way of getting out of that logic is no woman can love me like I love Olivia. So his answer to the logic is that his love is better than women's love. Sorry about that, not looking at women's love. You know, there's no woman's side can bear the beating of the heart. No woman's heart is as big as mine. They lack retention. Their love is appetite, as in it goes on in their mouth, but it doesn't really involve their liver. My love is as hungry as the sea, and you can digest as much as the sea can. So he's almost angry here. Make no compare between the love a woman can bear me and the love that I owe Olivia. You can't, don't be ridiculous. So here he is, pompous, arrogant, and he's talking to the woman who unaccountably loves him. Don't know what she's loving about him, but anyway, she's fallen in love with him and she loves him enormously, and he's saying, no woman can love me like I love Olivia. And it's actually Violet he's talking to. So that is massive irony right there, because there she is. And the audience knows all this. So presumably she might be about to say, I know what it's like to love you, or something. And stops. What do you know? And she makes a general comment there about women are as true of heart as we men, even though she is a woman. So to get herself out of that, she goes onto a general, let me tell you about women. Then she talks about her sister. My father had a daughter, loved a man. It's me. As might be perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship. So she's really, really coming very close. You know, my father and daughter love someone that I would love you. It is actually me, and it is you. So the audience might be on the edge of their seat. There. That series of lines is an audience, a one-legged audience member on the, there's the other leg, on the edge of their seat saying, what are you doing? What are you saying? Although the moment is very intimate, and Orsino is now still asking interested personal questions. Her history is a blank, and so she never told. She's the opposite of him. She didn't speak. She concealed that she was in love. She pined. She sat like Patience on a monument. You get a lot of pictures of that. And so men may say more and swear more, but she kept it all in. So that is her talking about the strength of women's feelings, which might not be expressed as much. Very famous speech. And then he comes back to this, did your sister die? And again, she nearly says, I'm all the daughters of my father's house and all the brothers too. Nearly says it. And yet I know not, shall I to the ladies? This is restoring, it's coming out of restoring normal relations, coming out of this intimacy and the arguing and going back to sir, and I'll do what you've said. And he says yes, and we end with a rhyme, and off they go, being quite normal. And you know that they even nearly kiss in this scene, which is at the end of Feste's song, actually. But you can do it anywhere. You can have them as close together, as far apart as you want. I would have them getting very close here. I think they do get very close here. And then they jump apart here. Okay, so that is part one. So we'll move from there to Orsino does go back to Olivia, and we'll move on to, we get some of the Malvolio plot here. Here is Viola Cesario arriving on her renewed mission, and we've been through this philosophical talk with her and Feste, where it's clear he knows there's a lot going on that no one knows, and she gets in to Olivia. I've just realised how odd that question is. What is your name? So she's fallen madly in love with him, hasn't got a clue what his name is, or that he's a woman, or has she? So, starting off with a personal question. And he says, this is your servant's name. It's just a politeness, which she pulls apart. So that's a traditionally polite, generic thing to say. And Olivia picks up on it and pulls the politeness apart. My servant, you're not my servant, you're the Count Orsino's servant. But Viola, she wins here. He's your servant. His needs must be yours, and your servant's servant is your servant. So she argues back on that one. So I don't want to think about him. For his thoughts, I would there were blanks rather than thinking about me. So I don't want to think about Orsino, but Viola says, I've come here. That's what I'm here for. I'm here on his behalf. So she's firm about her purpose, helped by the fact that she is female. I bade you never speak to him again, but would you undertake another suit, as in, would you be a suitor for yourself? I'd rather hear you solicit that than music from the spheres, which is meant to be, it's a big astrological thing, but just nice music, the best music ever. I'd rather hear you ask for something else. Presumably, I don't know what Viola's going to say, but Olivia is dominating and interrupts. Give me leave, beseech you. So she apologises for sending her the ring, which was a construction. Hang on a minute. No, hang on a minute. Which was an abuse. You know, I shouldn't have done that. To force that on you in a shameful cunning. So I'm sorry I did that, but let me hear you speak. So of all the things Viola might say, if Viola was a man, so I sent after you, I really want you to be my suitor, I'm really sorry, let me hear you speak. you might not expect, I pity you. But so as a man, that might be unexpected. But as a woman, yes, I pity you. You've fallen in love with a woman. And Viola, Olivia refused to take it. Well, you know, pity is sort of on the way to love. That's on the way. So she is trying, and Viola is in the power position. So no, we pity enemies. She is winning again. She's fighting back. And no, we're not having it. So Viola takes, right, it's time to smile again. Things have gone badly. The clock strikes, right, it's telling me I'm wasting my time. I will not have you. She seems to be accepting. And there lies your way, due west. Off you go. And Viola says, you know, I'm off. And you haven't got any messages. Right, I'm off. But Olivia, first time, stay. You know, she's changed her mind again. She can't do it. Tell me what you think of me. You have all got friends like this who someone is clearly not interested in. They're mad about someone who's not interested in them, and they keep texting them, and they keep humiliating themselves. They won't let it go. Look, he's not interested. There's a whole film called He's Just Not that into you. Just take it. But Olivia can't. So I think that you think you are not what you are. You think you're not what you are. What does that mean? Does it mean you're a lady who's going to get married and you don't think you're a lady who's got to get married? You've got all these responsibilities to get married and get a husband to run your household, and you're not doing it. But I don't know if you have other things. So if I think so, I think the same of you. And she says, yes, you're right. I think I'm not what I am. And in terms of drama, they're both on stage. Neither of them is who they are. I would, I were, as you would have, as I would have. Now, hang on a minute. I would, you were, as I would have you be. So it's riddles. It's very fast. It's got a name like Stickomatia or something. You don't need to write that. It doesn't help you. It doesn't make you make a point or anything. It's quick fire. So it sounds like riddles. It's hard to follow. It has got meta theatre in it. It has got Olivia being in disguise as well in it. In the theatre, you wouldn't follow that at all. Now I am your fool. So, you know, you're making a fool out of me by chasing me like that. So this line here, Cesaria, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honour, truth and everything, I love thee so. So here is the declaration. Some people might find this still surprisingly male, that they think it's a man's job to do the chasing and the declaring of love and the asking of everything. So even though Viola's already gone once, she's still in there declaring love. She's already said she pities her. And Viola says no. By innocence, I swear, I have one heart, and that no woman has. And none of them shall ever be mistress of it, save I alone. Because I'm a woman, I'm going to be the person in charge of my heart. But as a man, no woman's going to get my heart. So we know what she's meaning there. I'm never coming back. Never more will I come back here. And Olivia, oh, yeah, come again. You've been there. You might change your mind. So this is, what would you call, what's that word when you completely put yourself down? This is humiliating herself. People do it for love all the time. I wonder if it ever works. And that's the end of that scene. Okay, so we've had a look at those two. I think we've done well. I'm going to turn off the recording. Are you sure you want to stop?